Yes. Yes, sir. Project.
Let's say, come along.
Oh, come on. Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is SKYMAN Universe, and your Star Wars quote for today. Once more, the Sith will rule the galaxy, and we shall have peace. And today we're going to be reacting to episode 3 of season 3, the final season of Bad Batch. Like I said, I'm going to upload this as soon as possible after the last 2 reactions that already would be on my channel now, if you haven't seen those already. So far we've had pretty much Bad Batch already, so we've had Hunter and Echo, and then we've had Amiga and Crosshairs, one at the facility, one on sort of a Bad Batchy adventure. It's cool to see the younger clones still voiced by Daniel and Logan. I think they were, it sounded like they were, and that's great because that obviously harkens back to, you know, Clone Wars and Star Wars Episode 2. And I love that his involvement in Star Wars still as well. Also, one thing which is something that I think is probably a little bit underappreciated, and I probably don't bring him up enough, is Bradley D. Baker.
This is an interesting trajectory, and I want to see where it goes.
His immense talent with this show and the characters, and you take it so, or I take it so for granted, with all these characters that he's created. And to do all these voices and switch so easily and effortlessly between them all is just incredible. And your mind doesn't think twice about it as well. That's the pure talent that that man has. Is just so good. I loved meeting him in Star Wars Celebration briefly to get your picture. And even then, I'm pretty sure he said something jokey when I walked in and just made me laugh. And seeing him on the celebration on the panel as well, and he was turning around and making sure he's talking to people and doing his voice. I think he's just a real nice guy, and I'm so happy to be watching something like this now. For us, is kind of like real time when it comes out. That's sort of real time for watching it. Obviously, they made this, you know, however long ago, but it's like that thing you never want to see the Clone Wars end, you know, and those actors of, you know, James Arnold Taylor, Ashley Eckstein, D. Bradley Baker, and of course Matthew Lanter as well. Like, you don't want to see them end, you know, in their involvement with Star Wars, and especially with the clones. Like, we need a Battlefront 3. That much is very much true, and obviously him to voice all the clones and things, just to always keep it going. Like, I'd hate for this to end. This is going to be really emotional again. I know it's going to be like the end of Clone Wars, where everything ended and you thought, gosh, what do I do now? You know, I've been invested in it for so many years, and it's like an end of an era, and this sort of kick-started. I know it's under Disney's reign, but it's still, because it's integrally tied to all of that, you know, and these actors and things, you have that emotional attachment and love them as well. So that's something which I'm sort of mindful about with this season, but also the immense talent of D. Bradley Baker and what he's giving us here with these characters that we love. You know, so many are voiced just by him, and we love so many of those characters individually as well. So that's something which, I don't know, a little just shout out, I suppose, an appreciation for him. Who's a very talented chap. But anyway, I'm very much looking forward to this episode, because it's sort of jumping up a notch with every episode. Like I said in the first episode, there was that review of someone saying how incredible it was and intense, and throwing in everything at the moment. I don't think that's been the case so far, but they've watched the first 8 episodes, so yeah. It's the same thing with all Star Wars things. Never trust a review. But yeah, let's jump straight into the reaction. I suppose I have that thing with Amiga. That's why I care for her.
Good morning, Omega.
My daughter, who's growing up, who has very remarkably similar hair as her as well. Just seeing those clone troopers fighting for the Republic, and now they've got this. Hello, what have we here? I keep thinking I'm just playing Supremacy and trying to take down the droid ship. Battlefront.
Why are there so many troopers around?
Why are they making
I'm not
Battlefront?
certain.
An unexpected guest is arriving shortly. Nalisay and I will be indisposed until he departs.
An
Oversee
unexpected
the land in our
guest.
absence.
The shuttle has left the orbital station, and the coordinates which
Uh-oh.
Wait, is that why you've been destroying my samples? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Project.
Nalisay, come along.
Oh, come on. Come on.
Retrieve my data pad and use it to
God's
rescue and flee.
Nalisay.
It's
You
brilliant.
must go.
Who is this unexpected visitor? Grand Moff Tarkin? The Emperor?
Omega, I can handle things here.
If they're testing Omega's sample,
I'll check on
and
you
that
later.
looks like the same thing they were testing midichlorians that Obi-Wan was. Slightly ominous music. It looks like it probably is the Emperor. It definitely is the Emperor. Oh.
I have been most eager to see the progress you have made, Doctor.
I get shivers down my spine. Beautiful. So cool. He did go on holiday.
Record time.
I have need of such grand designs. However, that is not the reason why I am here today.
Of course.
His Imperial Guards look awesome. His Royal Guards is so good. Man, this show is great. This episode is going so well. I love it.
Coming with me.
Come on. Do it. Do it.
You found a weak point?
Not exactly.
That's some kind of joke?
I'll explain. Distract them.
His reluctance is how I am when I wake up.
Guards! Unlock this cell.
This clone thinks he outranks us.
That's so good. It's happening. It's finally happening. I hope. This is what we like. Come on. And don't let anything bad happen to Crosshairs, please. I love their iPad thing. It's such a cool idea. So no one can really get into whatever room without one.
All shuttles have been grounded. Except the Emperor's. Follow me.
Oh gosh. What the hell is this?
Sure, they remain viable for testing. However, with more time and
There is nothing of greater importance to secure the future of this empire. Whatever is needed to accomplish this goal, you will have it.
This isn't tying up the whole Rise of Skywalker stuff, is it? With somehow Palpatine return. I really hope it's not. I just really hope it's not. Because I hate that sort of backtracking where you have to create a backstory for a loophole which wasn't thought about when it was created. Here we go. Escape out of it.
Now
See,
what?
Crosshairs has got it. I was literally thinking the droid could still transmit. That's why I double tap.
But it's not too late. Come with me.
Why are they
and
so
no one needs to
creepy
know
when they're
about
calm?
I
It's
can't
really
do
cleverly
that.
done.
this. Omega.
Good. Destroy the transmitter.
It is imperative that this facility remain hidden and secure.
So good.
There are many, even within our own ranks, who would consider much of your work an abomination. But they lack the vision that we possess.
What is it?
You'll in due time.
Yes.
That was awesome. That's so good. Also, Amiga and Crosshairs on the ship.
Missing?
An alarm was just triggered in the lurker kennels.
Seal it off.
Activate the ray shields.
Activate ray shields.
Shield's not supposed to enter.
It's like I've always wanted to know what happens behind the scenes, like with the Emperor's stuff and the Empire. And that did exactly that, which I think is so cool.
We'll follow the flight path. How good. The killer hounds.
Thanks.
I love seeing them together though. You have no idea how much joy that brings. The T-Rex and the Spinosaurus and the T-Rex and the Velociraptors. The Indominus and Velociraptors. I hope they make their escape. Please, please let them do it. Go on, Crosshair. Imagine if we got Bad Batch DLC in Battlefront. That would be freaking awesome. This is why we need Battlefront 3. Come on, you're so close. Come on, please. Oh god. Come on, we can almost hear the Bad Batch theme.
Call them off.
Sir, they're escaping.
Stand down.
Oh, come on. Well, that was an amazing episode. I loved that one. That was really good. Yeah, I really loved that episode. That was so good. And finally, Crosshair and Amiga escapes. But Crosshair being good and doing the things which I wanted him to do for I don't know how long, which I knew he had it in him. That's so cool. So he's in the same ship as Hunter. Well, the same class of ship as Hunter and Wrecker, and they've got to converge somewhere, but like Hunter said, it's a large space to cover, and now they're not even at the facility. Surely that's going to make it harder unless they send a stress signal, which Crosshairs can do very, very easily, because he knows the signal and he's got his own code as well with Bad Batch, so it could be very easy to find. Which means in episode 4 there could be potentially a meet-up and a sort of kindling of Bad Batch and bring them back together. So my sort of dream of seeing them all running down together with a theme, I'm hoping that would be the case. That would be really awesome to see as well. I don't think that's going to happen in the next episode though. Everything in that, it was such a juicy story. And the Emperor coming down with the Emperor's guards, like I said, to see the things which I've wanted to see and wondered about for such a long time about, what's the Emperor doing, in his holiday time, what is he up to, as a Sith Lord. You don't just sort of do nothing, there's something sinister that's always going to be taking place for the Sith, even if you've got your quest for power, you want to see them enjoy that, and I suppose his science project is his enjoyment, securing the future. That I'm fear that's obviously
somehow Palpatine returned,
setting up for the sequels, which I would think would be very unfortunate, because it shouldn't be the job of the Bad Batch or any of the team in that department to sort of rectify certain inaccuracies or poor decisions made for when the films were made. It's the same thing, the loopholes, that there's so many of them which were left unanswered, like a good story for another time, like that small person, I've forgotten the name, Maz Kanata, and that story was never told, but no doubt it would be picked up in a comic book or something like that, for which I'm not going to read, and so are a lot of other Star Wars fans as well. So it's that sort of storytelling is not good if you can't have payoffs and don't write these story arcs in. And my only concern here is that if you go down the line of this is Palpatine trying to, you know, get his clone and secure his future, then, or making Snoke or something like that, then this is them, you know, they're creating something cool, but they're creating the payoffs for the creators who made bad mistakes in those movies, not knowing that, you know, actual creative people were going to make a better version of what they should have done in the last thing. Do you see what I mean? I don't know if that's, you know, coming across as well as so I'm hoping it to, but yeah, there's that sort of element there, and the fact that you create a story knowing the poor fate of Palpatine, not in Return of the Jedi, but now in the sequels. That's where you sort of, what's the point of going through all of that, then, you know, not surviving Return of the Jedi, to then go through even more, to then have that abysmal ending in The Rise of Skywalker. There's no payoff there whatsoever. This is what brings me to my thing which I've been doing. It's been a project for mine since, I don't know, for about 5 years, just chipping away, and when I get a thought I write it down, and that's rewriting the sequels. I'm hoping to find a right storyboard artist for a good price, to get it all visualized, like concept artists, to actually visualize this story, to offer what I think could have manifested itself into a really good sequel trilogy that's done in a way which feels like Star Wars, and decisions are made which are Star Wars based, as opposed to didn't really know what you're doing, you're just on the hype machine and making something as quick as possible, because The Last Jedi pretty much was the defining point, which for a lot of Star Wars. I'll never watch that movie again, unless of course you want me to do a reaction to that movie sometime in the future for a laugh, then maybe we'll do that. But yeah, I think the Palpatine thing here is, if something's being created here, knowing that it could have really interesting things, perhaps another series where it could be like something completely new that he's making, this Project Necromancer, and then we have another series later on where it literally is all about that, which doesn't have affiliation with the sequels, and that'd be awesome. But this is what I said with that reviewer saying that they're bringing all the stories together and starting to link them up. Sure, I suppose that's a good idea, but like I said, I don't like it for the fact that it's creating payoffs for people who don't deserve them, and the people actually making doing the hard work here, they're the people who deserve it. And like here, it feels really Star Warsy and ominous, and Palpatine coming down this science project, and everyone else thinks that this scientist is too far, so that Palpatine thinks he's just right. You know, you've been approved by the Sith Lord, which means you're a certified BASTARD, basically, which makes him an ultimate threat, the scientist. Which, that's the sort of dynamic I like. When Palpatine congratulates you for something, you know you're bad, basically. So yeah, that was really interesting to have all that mixed up with the whole facility, and then finding out about Omega, and then them escaping as well. It's just these first 3 episodes collectively, watch them one after another, awesome, freaking awesome. It includes literally everything that you'd want from a Bad Batch episode, and I really like these first 3. I mean, sure, it was a little bit slow to begin with, then it goes very Bad Batchy, and then it goes perfection for me. I think if you were watching them separately and then take a while to, you know, a week to watch the next one, then some people might have not been as in tune from the first episode, and maybe in the second one. But yeah, all 3 together, those first 3 episodes, I really loved and created. It harkened back to the Jedi Outcast days for me. I don't know why, but I was just getting those vibes in the facility. It just sort of felt like you're snooping around a Star Wars place, which is pretty cool. But anyway, so let me know your thoughts for this episode, and what you loved, and what you think this Project Necromancer is going to be, if you don't think it's going to be Snoke or the sequel stuff. I'm eager to hear all your thoughts and everything you think that could potentially happen now with this series. There's a lot of awesome things which have just taken place, so yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing all that. But anyway, hope you enjoyed my reaction and watching this together. You know, I feel very much in the sort of home environment when we get to watch Star Wars together. So yeah, so we'll see you for episode 4. Take care of yourself, and remember, the Force will be with you always.